guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video we're going to be doing another makeup declutter. Today we're going to be decluttering my bronzers and contour palettes. I was able to get rid of quite a few bronzers and just a few contour palettes. Those were a little bit trickier for me to get rid of, but give this video a thumbs up for the bronzers that I did declutter, and if you want to see which makeup products I got rid of, then let's just go ahead and get started. I have quite a few bronzers, as you can probably tell. I do have a few liquid bronzers, and I actually think I'm going to keep all of my liquid bronzers. This first one here is from Chanel. This is the Soleil Tan de Chanel Sun-Kissed Sheer Illuminating Fluid. I've had this for a little while, and this is really nice in the summertime to mix in with your foundation to give it a nice little glow. It's not super dark or anything, it just provides a little bit of a nice sheen and adds a little bit of color to your foundation. So I am going to hang on to that. This is another liquid bronzer. I just recently got this one. This one's from Hard Candy. It's their Turn Me Bronze Mix In Drops. I haven't had the chance to try these out yet, so I am going to hang on to them. I did not like the Radiant drops, and I actually ended up getting rid of those, but these don't look as oily, so I do think I'll go ahead and give these a try. This is one of my favorite products to use in the summertime. It's from Giorgio Armani. It's the Maestro Liquid Summer Drops. I am going to hang on to this. They do have SPF 15, which is really nice. You can see the top is like so worn from me using it. I've had this for a couple years now. Even though it's not cruelty free, I am going to hang on to it because I do use this every single summer, and it's expensive. I think this was like $50 or $60, so definitely going to hang on to that. This is more of a cream bronzer, but this is from Chanel. This is their Soleil Tan de Chanel Bronze Universal. This is kind of a hyped up product on YouTube. I know a lot of people have and use this bronzer. I've had this for a couple years. I got this at the same time I got the Sheer Illuminating Fluid. I am going to hang on to this because this is one of my favorite cream bronzers. Usually I don't like cream products, but this one, it dries to almost like a powdery finish, and in the summertime I just think it's absolutely perfect. So again, even though it's not cruelty free, I am going to hang on to it because this was expensive too, girl. Chanel is not cheap. Onto some powder bronzers. The first one that I know I'm going to get rid of is the Benefit Hoola. Benefit is not cruelty free, and I've mentioned before that I just do not like the Hoola bronzer. I know it's super hyped up on YouTube. I think I mentioned it in my YouTube Made Me Buy It video. I just don't think it's worth the hype. I think it looks very muddy on my skin. I feel like it pulls more like green tone. It just does not look good with my skin in particular. So this is one I'm definitely going to declutter. This is another one I'm going to go ahead and get rid of. This is from MAC. This is the Riri Hearts MAC collaboration in Hibiscus Kiss. This is a little blush and bronzer kind of all in one there. I haven't even used this. I think I've only ever swatched it. It is really pretty, but it's just not something that I use. I think I pretty much just bought it for a collector's piece. So I will go ahead and declutter that. This is a bronzer I'm definitely going to be keeping. This is the Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder. This stuff is so freaking good. If you are looking for a really good summer bronzer, this one is perfect. It's like $4.99. You get a huge pan here. There's so much product in here. It smells like coconuts and the beach. It's fantastic. Perfect for the summertime. Definitely recommend that. Definitely hanging on to it. This is another one I'm gonna hang on to. This is from Milani. It's their Bronzer XL, and I really like this. I've been using this lighter shade over here as a bronzer, and I think it works absolutely perfect. Again, this is very affordable. It's from the drugstore. Highly, highly recommend Milani's bronzers. Speaking of Milani bronzers, I do have two of their baked bronzers here. I have this one in Glow. This is number 4. Just look at that. I mean, it is so stunning. I love using this in the summertime. It gives you a beautiful, just like sun-kissed glow. I love putting this on top of other bronzers. I think it looks absolutely stunning. So this is one I'm definitely going to hang on to, as well as this one. This is a newer one to my collection. This one's in the shade Dulce. This is, I think, a newer release, but that is what it looks like right there. It's a lighter version of Glow, and it's so beautiful. This one has a little bit more gold veining throughout it. That is what it looks like right there. Definitely perfect for lighter skin. I think that this bronzer is absolutely stunning, so definitely recommend that. I'm gonna hang on to that one as well. This is the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. I think I'm gonna actually pass this one on because I never reach for this anymore. I honestly was never really that big of a fan of it, so I never reach for it. I don't think I'm ever going to reach for it, so this is one I can go ahead and pass on. This is one of my favorite bronzers. This one's from Urban Decay. It's in the shade Bronzed. I've mentioned this to you guys several times. It's one of my all-time favorite bronzers. I think this was released last year. I have used so much of this. I definitely recommend it, and the packaging is so freaking cute. It just reminds me of summertime and vacation, and it's just perfect. So definitely recommend this bronzer. I highly suggest you check it out. This is another one I'm going to get rid of. This is the NYC Sun and Bronze Bronzing Powder. NYC is not cruelty free. This is in the shade Fire Island Tan. I did use this quite a bit last year when I got it. It is a nice bronzing powder. It's very affordable, but honestly, I don't reach for it very much anymore, and I have other like glowy bronzers like this, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that one. This is a newer bronzer to my collection. This is from Pretty Vulgar. I did just mention this in my May favorites video. I am going to hang on to this. This is their bronzing powder in Son of a Bee. It's absolutely perfect for contouring and bronzing up the skin. I kind of use it as an all-in-one product. I'm obsessed with it. I really, really recommend this. This is one of my favorite, more affordable bronzers. This one's from e.l.f. It's their Pressed Mineral Bronzer in the shade, what shade are you? Tan Toffee. Look at how pretty that is. I think it looks great on fair to medium skin tones. I'm definitely hanging on to that. It's just a few dollars. You cannot go wrong with that one. This is another bronzer from NYC. This is their Smooth Skin Bronzing Face Powder in the shade Sunny. This is a very hyped up bronzer on YouTube. At least it was when I first started watching YouTube videos. It is a really, really nice bronzer, but honestly, I just never reach for it anymore. I prefer my Essence bronzer, and since NYC is not cruelty free, I'm just going to go ahead and pass this one on. I do have a few MAC blushes here that I am going to keep because I do love them in the summertime. This first one here is called Refined Golden, and this was part of their Alluring Aquatics collection. The packaging of this is gorgeous. I mean, I really wish MAC was cruelty free because some of their packaging is just so cute, but this is what this one looks like. It's several years old. I can't even remember how long ago this came out, but it's been a few years. This is what Refined Golden looks like. This is such a beautiful bronzer in the summertime. It does have a lot of glitter in it, but I don't feel like it really transfers onto the face too bad. So I am going to hang on to this one. It's so beautiful. I can't help it. I have to keep it. Same thing with these two. I use these two all the time in the summer. This first one here is MAC's Delphic bronzer, and this again was from their Alluring Aquatics collection. I've used this thing a lot. You can barely even see the little writing in there anymore. I love this. I use this every single summer, so I definitely have to hang on to that one. And same goes for this. This is one of my favorite blush toppers. This is Cheeky Bronze from MAC. This is a mineralized skin finish. That is what it looks like right there. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Glow from Milani, but this one just has a really, really beautiful bronzy tint. I feel like the Milani one is a little bit more red in tone. This one's a little bit more bronzy, so I am going to hang on to this one as well. This is a powder from MAC that I am going to go ahead and get rid of. This is their Mineralized Skin Finish Natural in Dark Tan. It's basically just a face powder that I used as a bronzer, but honestly, it's a little bit too orangey. I don't really like the way it looks on my skin anymore, so I am going to pass that one on. This is NARS Laguna Bronzer, one of my all-time favorites. I am going to go ahead and keep that, but that is what it looks like right there. You guys have heard me talk about this quite a few times, so that should come as no surprise. Going to hang on to that. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is a pretty hyped up bronzer on YouTube, but I don't like this. I don't know what it is about this bronzer, but I just do not like it. I feel like it moves my foundation around. I feel like it always looks patchy on my skin. This one's in the shade Light Bronze. I know they have two different shades, and I think a lot of people tend to go for the more bronzier shade instead of the light bronze, but I just don't like this. I hate the texture of it. I hate the way it smells. I don't think it smells good at all. I just don't like this. I am gonna go ahead and get rid of that one as well. This is a little sample of the Laura Mercier bronzer. This is in the shade Bronze number 3. That is what it looks like right there. I am gonna hang on to this because it does look like a really beautiful bronzer, and I haven't used it, so I would like to try it out and see how it goes. It's like a little baked bronzer, and I love their baked highlighter, so I do want to give this a shot, so I am gonna hang on to that. This is Tarte's Park Avenue Princess bronzer. I've had this for a little while, and honestly, I just never ever reach for it. I don't think I've ever used it. I think I've only swatched it, but it's just not something I ever gravitate towards, so I do think I'm going to pass that one on. This one is Luminous Bronze Light from Hourglass, one of my all-time favorite bronzers. I highly recommend Hourglass's bronzers. They are so beautiful, so lightweight on the skin, so amazing. So I am going to hang on to that one. This is a bronzer I got from Estee Lauder, I think last year, like the beginning of last year. I've never ever used it. When I got it, it looks so red in tone, doesn't it? It just does not look like it'll match my skin. I do think I'm gonna pass this on. Estee Lauder is obviously not cruelty free. They are like known for testing on animals, so I am going to go ahead and get rid of that one. This is a bronzer I got from Smashbox a while back. This is their Sun-Kissed Matte Bronzer, and it's actually really pretty. I never reached for this, and I honestly don't know why. I think I'm gonna hang on to it because I would like to try and use it. I think it'd be perfect in like the winter time when I am super fair, because it just looks like it'd be the perfect bronzer for fair skin. So I do think I'm gonna hang on to that one. This is a shimmer brick from Bobbi Brown. This one is in the shade Copper Diamond. I'm pretty sure this is like limited edition packaging from a while back. I can't remember when, but this is what it looks like. It's really beautiful, wonderful to put on as like a bronzer topper. I am going to hang on to it because I really like it. It reminds me a lot of these shimmer strips from Physicians Formula. That is what it looks like right there. Beautiful, beautiful glow to it. I do think I'm gonna hang on to that. This is a little contour shade from the Sephora collection. The Sephora collection is actually not cruelty free, and I don't ever reach for this anymore, so I am gonna go ahead and toss that one. I have two bronzers here from Makeup Forever. This first one here is the Pro Bronze Fusion. I've mentioned this on my channel, I think last year, I can't remember, but this is actually a really nice bronzer. This one's in the shade number 20M. I am going to hang on to this one because it is a really nice bronzer to use in the summertime. I really do like the formula of it, so that is one I'm going to hang on to. This one, however, I'm going to declutter. This one's in the shade number 20. This is their matte bronzer, and I just don't like this. I don't know why I don't like it, but every time I've used it, I don't like it. So this is one I am definitely going to pass on. This is one of my favorite bronzers to use in the summertime. This is the Bare Minerals little trio. It was like a little limited edition set from Ulta, I believe. This is in the shade The Beach is Waiting. I don't know if they sell this individually, but it was like a little trio that came with like a brush and a lip gloss. Love this bronzer. I use it every single summer. It's so beautiful. I have a few bronzers from e.l.f. here. The first one is the Golden Bronzer. That is what it looks like right there. I think I'm going to actually declutter this because I never reach for it, but I do think I'm going to hang on to the Cool Bronzer. I've seen people talk about this and they use this shade right here as like a contour shade. I need to try that out because I've had this little guy for a while and I never have tried it, so I want to try that out, so I do think I'm going to hang on to that one. And then I also have this little duo here from e.l.f. This is the Turks and Caicos. It is really pretty. When you look at them in the pan, it looks like they have a lot of shimmer, but when you put them on the face, it's honestly not that bad. They blend on the skin really nicely. The powders are actually very soft, so I am going to hang on to that. e.l.f.'s duos are actually really, really good. All right, just a few bronzers left. I have this little shimmering skin perfector from Becca. This is in the shade Topaz. I am going to hang on to this. Again, I like to use it as a bronzer topper. I love Becca's Shimmering Skin Perfector, so that should come as no surprise. This is another one of my favorite bronzers. This is from IT Cosmetics. I've had this for a little while as well. It's their Radiance bronzer, so it has like a nice highlighting shade up here, and then it fades into a darker bronzer. This is so beautiful. If you want something that's going to give you a nice radiant glow, this is what you need. I love the highlight in here as well. It's just stunning. Like, do you see that? Do you see that? Gorgeous. Look at that. That is so insane. Ugh, I haven't used this since like last year. I definitely need to bust this out again. So definitely hanging on to that. I really recommend this. I want to try out some of their ombre blushes because I know they have ombre blushes as well, but this bronzer is on point. It is so good. I do have a little NARS duo here. This is their dual intensity little blush and bronzer highlighty duo thing. This came out a few years ago. I have never ever used this, but I've had it for so long. I do want to try it out because the bronzer looks really good. It kind of looks like the formula of their newest bronzer. The, I don't know, the one that I ended up returning. I can't remember what it was called, but the shade Seaside, I mentioned it in my May Hits and Misses. This looks like the formula of those bronzers. The highlight in here is absolutely stunning. It reminds me of Prismatic Amethyst from Becca. I need to try this out. I think the reason I haven't really tried it on the face yet is because the pan size is so awkwardly small. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna fit a bronzer brush in there, but it is really pretty. I am going to try it out, and yeah, so I'm gonna hang on to that one. This is another bronzer from Too Faced. This is their Sun Bunny bronzer. I've had this for a little while as well. I used to use this a lot, like a lot, but I actually think I'm going to declutter it because it's a little bit more on the red toned side, and I just don't think it looks good on my skin anymore. But I've put this thing to work. I've used this quite a bit. I do think I'm going to declutter that one though. And then the last two bronzers that I have are both from Dior. I am going to keep one of them. Let's see, is this the one I'm gonna keep? Yeah, I'm gonna keep this one right here. It's just their basic like bronzer. It's their nude skin bronzer. I can never read these. Like, the print on here always rubs off, but it's their nude tan bronzer in 001. That is what it looks like right there. I am gonna gonna hang on to this because girl, this was freaking expensive and I do still use it. So that is one I'm going to keep. This one though, I never use. This is their little duo. This is expensive as well, but honestly, I just never reach for it. And if I can give it to somebody else that'll use it, then, you know, why not do that? But it is really pretty. I can't remember what it's in. It's so hard to read these though. It's the Nude Tan Paradise Duo in 02. So that is what it looks like. I'm just gonna go ahead and declutter that one though, because I never use it. So these are the 14 bronzers that I'm going to be decluttering from my makeup collection. Not too shabby. I think 14 is actually a pretty damn good number. So very excited about that. Now we're gonna move on to some contour palettes. All right, so these are all the contour palettes that I have. I think there's a few that I can get rid of. I honestly don't know how many I'm going to be getting rid of because I do like to use a lot of these. The first one I know I'm going to keep is this guy right here. This is from Makeup Revolution. This is probably the newest, I think, to my collection, my newest contour kit, and I freaking love this. I think this is like $7 and it is so freaking good. Every product in here is amazing. The contour, you can't even see the writing on there anymore because I have used this so much. The highlighter is freaking gorgeous as well. Look at that, $7 for this little kit. I'm pretty sure that's what the price is. But look at that highlighter, like what? That's insane. Love this. I've mentioned this in a favorites video. You definitely need to check this out. It's fantastic. So definitely hanging on to that, as well as this one from Catrice. This is a newer one to my collection as well. I think I've mentioned this in a favorites video as well to you guys. The highlighter isn't that great on the face, but if you put it underneath the brow on the inner corner, it looks really nice. The contour in here is a really nice ashy, shadowy shade. It's beautiful, and this one's very affordable as well. So hanging on to that one. This is my NYX contour kit. I've put this thing to work as well. I've mentioned this in a favorites video, and I think my yearly favorites of 2016. I love this. This shade right here is my go-to for contouring. The highlight in here is gorgeous. They also have another highlight shade down there. These are more like brightening powders. There's just a color in here to suit everybody's skin tone. So love this, definitely hanging on to that. This is my Lorac Pro contour kit. I love this. I think it's so beautiful, but I just never reach for it anymore. And since Lorac's not cruelty free, I do think I'm going to toss that one. This is the e.l.f. Cream Contour Kit, and I never freaking cream contour. I've tried several times. It's just not my cup of tea. Maybe one of these days I'll get into cream contouring, but for right now, it's just not my thing. So I do think I'm gonna pass that one on as well. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit. This is like the OG contour kit, the first contour kit I think I ever purchased. I am going to hang on to it because it is beautiful. I love this shade right here for contouring. I sometimes mix these two shades. I love this. I think it's beautiful, and yeah, I'm going to hang on to it. The packaging, this thing's so beat up. Definitely hanging on to that. This isn't really a contour palette. It's more of like a bronzer, blush, and highlight palette, but I love this. This is from A Cosmetics. It's their Vitality Face Disc. This bronzer is beautiful. I don't use it for contouring. I feel like it's a little too warm for that, for my skin tone, but it's beautiful. The highlight, the blush, everything in here. It looks a lot like the Makeup Revolution one, but the blush in here is a little bit darker. I love this. This is one of my favorite products to go for when I want an all-in-one palette. Love that. It's really nice. This is the e.l.f. Contour Kit, and I do think I'm going to hang on to this. I don't use this all that often, but it is really pretty. You get a really nice highlight shade up here, a brightening kind of pale yellow, and then two really nice contour shades. This one's a little bit warm, but if you use a light hand and mix in like a little bit of this, it looks really nice. These e.l.f. powders are really soft, very blendable, and they pop out like, I don't want to like break it, but it does pop out. So if you have some of their other palettes, like blush palettes or their illuminating palette or anything like that, you can pop these out and kind of customize it. So it's really great for traveling. I love how they designed these. I think that they are really, really great. With that being said, I am going to hang on to their bronzer palette as well. This is really nice. e.l.f.'s bronzers are some of the best bronzers from the drugstore. Very affordable, very soft, very smooth powders. I am obsessed. So I am going to hang on to this guy as well. This is an OG on YouTube, the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette. I've had mine for a while, but I really started getting into using it towards the end of last year. But the colors that I like to use are these two right here. I never really use any of the brightening shades just because I don't know, I never do, and I hardly ever use this shade down here. But this is a really great contour palette. I do think I'm gonna hang on to it just because it's a classic and I do really like it. I put it to work towards the end of last year, so I am going to hang on to that. This is one I am kind of still testing the waters with. This is the Model's Own Sculpt and Glow palette. The highlight and the blush in here are really beautiful. This bronzer is just what I'm not so sure about. It's definitely not a sculpting shade because it's really warm tone. I feel like it looks kind of orangey. I'm still testing it out. I'm not exactly sure how I'm feeling about it, but the highlight and the blush in here are absolutely gorgeous. So I will definitely update you guys in a future hits and misses. For right now, I'm gonna hang on to it because I'm still playing around. The packaging is gorgeous. I love the little holographic writing on there. Super cute. So I am gonna hang on to that. This is a contour palette from Fiona Styles, and I don't know if Fiona Styles is cruelty-free or not. I loved this when I first got it, but honestly, I just never reach for it anymore. I have other contour palettes that I reach for a lot more than this one. I honestly forgot I even had it in my collection. So I do think I'm gonna pass this on, but if you know if Fiona Styles is cruelty-free, let me know down below in the comments, because she does have some other products that I really want to try out, like their foundation, and I think there's a few other products that I want to try out. But I don't know if they're cruelty-free or not, so let me know down below if you know. But for right now, I am going to pass that one on. And then these last two products I am going to keep. This first one here is the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. This is a very hyped up product on YouTube as well, but it is for a good reason. Charlotte Tilbury is cruelty-free. I don't know if many of you guys know that, but that is super exciting. She has really great products. I love the sculpting shade in here. It is the perfect kind of bronzer contour shade all in one, and the highlight is such a gorgeous gold highlight, perfect for the summertime. You cannot go wrong with this. The packaging is stunning. I really want to try out more Charlotte Tilbury products. I really want to try out her Magic foundation, so let me know if you want to see a review first impression video on that, because I do want to try that out. And then this last guy here is the Kevin Aquan little contour book. I got this during the Sephora VIB Rouge sale either last year or the year before, and it's just stunning. I mean, it's so beautiful. You get a cream contour, a cream highlight, a powder contour, a powder highlight. I do wish that there was something covering up these creams because there's powder getting in there. That's like one of my biggest pet peeves. I know you guys have heard me talk about that before. And then you do also get some nice little contour shades for your eyes right here. These highlights you can even use on the face. I think that they look gorgeous, especially this Brighten shade. If you have fair skin, it looks really nice. So this is another one I am going to hang on to as well. So these are the 3 contour palettes that I'm going to be decluttering from my makeup collection. Alright guys, that is going to be it for this makeup declutter. I hope you guys enjoy this makeup declutter series. I love going through my makeup and getting rid of things I don't use or I don't like anymore. So give this video a thumbs up if you are enjoying my makeup declutter series. Also, if you are new to my little internet family, be sure to subscribe and stick around. I do post videos every Sunday and Wednesday, and sometimes I sprinkle in a few extra videos throughout the week. So make sure you subscribe, and I will talk to you guys soon in my next one. Bye!